Hello, everyone. Welcome to another fantastic episode of Gaming Gamers, the gaming podcast that's about our lives and also about video games. So it's me, your host, the man of 1,000 podcasts, Andren Bernardo. We are my regulars for today, Josel Nicolas and Per Cruz, pare, Gen Z, our Gen Z correspondent.
Sure. And I'm
We
on the
don't know what you
scene,
want.
and
Yes.
I'm in
Okay.
I'm in that weird like in between Gen Z and millennial, and I just choose which side depending on who's being cringy currently.
You only want to be in the right side of history. Remember, you
Obviously,
want to be in the right side of history.
yeah. I'm a
'Cause you
coward.
don't want this.
That's what my
Yeah,
mom
yeah,
always
like.
told me. Okay, game. Let's talk about video games.
Yeah. Okay, before we start, I also want to talk about our lives this weekend, and then we'll get to games. But first of all, what were you guys doing this weekend? Who wants to go first?
This weekend.
It's all a blur, but
Honestly, I talked about this in the last podcast how I just beat Dragon Quest, and I kept making a big point about I'm gonna take a break. I've been playing like 80 plus hours, and that was a lie because I jumped back into doing the post game, and now I'm almost 100 hours into the game, and I love it. It's so I think it's better than the regular base game. The post game because the design suddenly shifts in terms of yung goal mo as a character. It's kind of like Breath of the Wild. If you play Breath of the Wild, how it's structured because is you have the one main goal which is defeating Ganon. Then everything else is side goals. Everything else it's up to you if you want to do it, if you don't want to do it. But everything you do serves the main goal. It makes you stronger, prepares you for the
and
actual fight.
you get to do quests that like deepens each character. Like I forget if this was post game or yung game talaga mismo yung you go to the thief's sister, the blue haired guy's sister.
Oh, I
You
haven't done
save
that
her.
yet. But yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah.
Like, there's a lot. There's a lot to that post game.
The last one I did without spoiling for anyone who's like wants to get to the post game or hasn't reached it yet. I just fought see what's his name Jasper. So Jasper is the like this knight who it's not a spoiler in the one that he's bad because from the get go you can tell that he's like influenced by the dark magic and whatever. Then Hendrik, he's like partner, but he's always been jealous of Hendrik. And like throughout the game, Jasper's been like chasing you down. He's always like getting in the way and whatever. But then you defeat him in the base game. But in the post game, his ghost haunts you, and then you have to put him to rest. But it's this
So
epic.
sad.
Yeah, I know, I love it. It's so JRPG. You have to put him to rest with this epic 1v1 between Hendrik and Jasper, and I love it. It was so good. And then
Yeah.
when you eventually lay Jasper's soul to rest, Hendrik gets really cool armor, and it helps you in the defeat the actual main boss.
I remember Jasper as a character, and I like. Is it bad that I can relate sometimes? Na, fuck, this guy's always ahead of me.
Dude,
Like
yeah,
I'm just yeah, like you can relate it like in everyday life. Like there's some comedian who's ahead of you, and like I'm funnier than this guy. But he knows how to play the
I
fucking
put in the
game.
work.
Man.
I've been
Yeah.
doing this for almost 10 years, and this newbie.
I got, yeah. I was just like as I was playing, like Jasper's evil, but I gotta get it.
Yeah,
I gotta get it.
well written
Kinda
character
get it.
for a JRPG. Yeah,
Like, we are all Jasper.
we are all Jasper in some point in our lives.
How about you, Giselle?
I was just trying to recreate yung bathroom scene sa The Shining, or like kita yung bathtub and
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
What did I do this weekend? I don't remember. Oh, I played Super Mario 3D World with yung nephew ko, and that's pretty
What
much
level are you
it.
on?
That's pretty much it, naman. We did not play Trine again because I got really pissed off. I'm so fucking tired of Trine because
That's okay.
it's not fuck that game. And Speaking of games we couldn't finish, I couldn't fucking finish trying.
That's a sneak peek for the main topic later
Yeah, yeah.
on.
Yeah, do I talk about your skateboarding, Giselle? You've
Oh,
been skating around, pare.
Oh, yeah, remember.
I've been skateboarding kasi I want to have a sport before I die. So I bought a cheap skateboard and I've just been going back and forth sa garage namin and just, generally just been having a lot of fun naman. Ganon. I've been exercising a lot. I've been biking, like stationary bike. Tapos, while I'm doing that, I'm watching One Piece. Tapos, naka 26 episodes na ako in like a week or something. Ganon. Which isn't a lot
God
naman.
damn.
I mean, it's a lot
One
for me. Ganon. I'm not usually that focused with stuff. Tapos,
they are like One Piece. They're at like 1,000 episodes na ata
they're
sila.
at
Yeah,
900. So I've got
yeah,
a bit of a journey ahead of me.
Christ.
Pero like, I'm
Yeah.
fine with it. Nakakatawa kasi I thought na maybe I should start at the beginning because I already watched like a couple of arcs naman before. Pero like, hindi. I'll go to the beginning kasi like,
Yeah.
it's what else am I gonna do
It's
with my life?
yeah, like I stopped na at the fucking Marine versus Pirates arc. And dude,
That's
like,
early on pa
I
no?
remember
Like they
watching.
just yung Grand Line.
Yeah, yeah. I remember watching One Piece nung grade 6 pa ako. A bus, pare. And fuck, like the first time I saw Smoker, the guy with two tobaccos in his mouth, like, this is dumb.
I
I'm gonna
got
like this.
I got like I started watching One Piece before yung friends ko. Like I think I was like grade 6 or first year ganun. Tapos no, mga second year na. And then yung friend ko was like, "Ba't mo pinapanood yun? Ang pangit-pangit naman ng drawing." Tapos parang putang na naman ginudge oh. And then years later nanonood pa rin siya. Like may asawa na siya and everything. Tapos parang One Piece pa rin yung pinapanood niya. So parang whew.
So in the end,
You know,
you're
it
the
held
Romeo winner.
in sa Shonen Jump, it held the number one spot, except now, in 2020. It got beaten out by Demon Slayer. So
Wow.
first time na One Piece got knocked
I
down
like-
to second place.
I like yung beginning ng One Piece kasi everyone's like, I'm gonna be the best chef or I'm gonna be the best samurai, the best ganto. Tapos parang it's very inspiring habang nag-exercise kasi like, I'm gonna finish this exercise. Yung ganun, parang it's just, ako, it's very uncomplicated pero there's a lot of heart to it and it's just very melodramatic. Tapos parang I love yung drawing style and I like everyone. Tapos parang yeah, they're my friends now. They're my best friends now. Yun yung, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the guy was the assistant mangaka to the guy who wrote Dragon Ball now.
Oh,
So, yeah.
talagang
Oh, really?
assistant siya kay Toriyama. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Speaking
he
of
was an
Dragon
assistant.
Quest, yeah, same artist. Cool.
I
Yeah.
I can see yung ano.
And I think this is just hearsay. I think it's 75% done na. So may 25% pa to go.
So there's
And
like,
he's planning
oh
after
no,
One Piece.
there are only 250 episodes left. What? Don't
Yeah.
say it is so. That's what like. That's like a week's worth of like no.
And apparently he plans on making one more manga before he retires, and it's gonna be a robot manga. So
Okay.
take
Okay.
it as you will. Fuck, One Piece. That's what you've been doing this week, so.
Basically, yun yung medyo madaling ikwento. The other ones are like, oh, ano. Been shooting some
Okay.
videos, ganun. Pero like, that's
Oh fuck, pare. Sneak peek pare sa channel ni Giselle.
Stupid.
Fuck.
Exclusive. We got the exclusive.
I have to tell you, I feel like as with everything I do, it's more for me because I keep rewatching yung videos ko, tapos I'm just laughing. Because like, oh, this is the best
Dude,
thing.
that's fair.
The best
Yeah,
thing
I saw
ever.
some of
Your
your
first
unboxing
fan.
videos. Yeah, like if you haven't seen Giselle's videos, like he unboxes unboxes things and he opens things with a balisong just to prove that he's from Batangas. And yeah, I really like those parts.
That's so
And he
sweet.
tried the veggie. He actually didn't allude to it one bit. Like he didn't even talk about the fucking
I don't.
thing he was advertising in the video. Yeah, it was pretty funny. So before I get to my weekend, I would like to ask River something. I say,
What?
River, me and Giselle, we're not the future anymore. Okay, we're not. We aren't the masters of our crafts anymore. Like, oh, some young snooty millennial has passed over us. Like, are you still bitter, ba? River, are you still? This isn't me being. Oh God, I hate millennials. Blah blah blah. I'm just.
No, it's
I'm
you
just.
being, oh
I
god,
just
I
want,
hate myself.
I just want to absorb what you're thinking now. Like, you still think that you can do your passions? Like, what's your passion? It's not writing
Holy shit.
for
This is a
advertising.
really deep. Okay. Well,
Mm.
well, actually, for me personally, I I can like I kind of like when you're in your early 20s, and I know like you guys have been through this. There's always this thing where you try to fit yourself into a role. Like I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be a writer, or I'm gonna be a performer. Like you have to. It's like in an RPG. If we're gonna use gaming as a metaphor, you have job systems, diba? So like you always
Yeah.
think like, oh, you're gonna be this job, but then you forget. Sometimes maybe you don't fit this certain class, and then you like jump from class to class. But I realized like later on that kind of thinking is so limiting for like a person.
Mm.
So I started, instead of thinking of like what I was created to do as a function. Like I'm not a machine. So I've started thinking of like what I was created to help people feel. Like if that's like it's more of like
Aw.
more of a conceptual
Aw.
thing. So I realize in everything that I do, I try my best to make people feel that they are seen. Does that make sense? Like that they are not just another piece in like this, it's like working in a corporate job is already so soul sucking. So like I just try to make it as human as possible, and I think it doesn't matter what I'm doing as long as I'm helping people feel like people. So like sometimes when I
Oh,
talk to like a Grab driver, I like to say their name. Like little things like that.
Oh, you like to
So-
say, hey, Manong?
Yeah, it's like, hey Koya, I'm outside na po.
Hey, kuya, anong name nyo?
You know,
Tapos
you know,
sasabihin niya, wag mo,
sometimes-
wag muna,
sometimes
wag na.
River, sometimes I'm so tired to grab. Like I refuse to make eye contact with the driver because I don't want to tell stories. I just want to sleep.
I hate it
Dude,
kapag
I
pag
always-
yung Grab driver tries to talk to you na hindi ka naman open to it.
Why?
I hate it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Dude, I hate human interaction that's unsolicited, dude.
Like, ewan ko, just parang we could get through this, just shut up.
It gives you pressure to you to have an interesting conversation. Like,
I know,
what can I say? What can I say to make this guy happy? He's been through more than me. Okay, I'm just paying this for this fucking Grab service. I can't. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah,
can say it's not your goal to make
No.
him like super happy. You just
No.
have to make this one trip at least a little different, make it interesting. Like
I
that's why
don't-
it's like I say his name, or like I give him a tip, or like I say like Merry Christmas even though it's not Christmas.
I don't like it kapag yung nakikipag-usap sa akin clearly is like someone who doesn't really need yung Grab job na yun. It's just parang
Oh, shit.
hanging out. Parang,
Some
oh, so,
20-year-old
blah, blah, blah.
trying
It's like,
something new.
I don't care. Like, shut up. You own a car. I don't. Like, stop na. Pero kapag, like, driver talaga, or like, alam mong namamasada, sige, usap kami. Like, I've had some really great conversations with, like, taxi drivers. Teka.
Same with I have the same like sorry care to Angkas drivers. Alright, yeah.
Have you ever gotten, like, a free ride out of a taxi driver?
No.
I had a free, kasi wala akong barya, tapos we just had such a great connection. Tapos parang, I think he said na, okay na, libre na yan. Tapos parang,
Damn.
kapag nagkita na lang ulit tayo, kasi we were talking about girlfriends or something like that. Tapos parang, I've never seen him again,
He
but
gave
like
him.
he's a great guy. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
River,
What were you saying,
what do you,
Andrew? Yeah.
well, what like? Okay, you write for you're a writer for these capitalist companies, but what you make music? That's your real passion, right? Making
Whoa, silang
music.
Well,
catch.
actually, I well for me, music. It's more. My brother's always been the one who makes the music more. I mostly like performing, and that's kind of what like gravitated me towards stand up. Then the performative aspect of it, and yeah, it's just I just like I just like the attention because I didn't get enough as a kid. I guess I don't know. Like if you're gonna try to analyze it,
It's fine. We all did. We all did, and we're
Hey,
I don't
finding
know.
like
Lenny.
we're finding better life towards video games. Because here's the sad thing, because like I realized this weekend, because I've been depressed, and it's not that big. Like I'm just thinking I'm 30, I'm 32. I'm gonna turn 32 now. And I mean, it's more of like a midlife. It's not a midlife crisis. It's crisis, emotional crisis.
Like crises that
Mm.
those exist now apparently.
I have done comedy for 5 years now,
Mm.
and if what skill can I do if I quit comedy? If I quit the comedy, kunwari, what skill can I do in the workforce? If stand up or any art form, just yeah, like it's just like a thing that I thought about na. It's and part of it in this, it's too late to get out na, in comedy. Like they call it you love your job. Yeah, I love comedy, but like love, it's more. It's not love because you get something in return for love. It's more of it's more of
I
a
mean,
yeah.
the healthiest relationships, you ought to be getting something in return naman talaga. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying. There's a little
yeah,
bit of
yeah,
selfishness in it. Yeah.
yeah. It's just I'm just thinking of what job can I do if
That's
this
fair.
country
Personally,
improves.
I've been working a lot on being nakakairita to. Putang ina. I've been working a lot on like being aware sa present and shit, right? Tapos just that I look, I really identified with like making comics like as like an identity. Tapos it didn't exactly work out to the extent na parang I mean, yeah, it's my identity, pero like it doesn't support me necessarily. I mean, I've been called on to do a lot of things na not comedy, not comics and stuff. Um tas it's just really it if you think about yung job mo as your identity, it really will bum you out. Kasi like it's never
Yeah,
enough
I agree.
you know? Like you get like kunyari, Andren, when you started out doing comedy, you were so happy just to be there for like yung 7 hour bus ride mo to go to Manila for 5 minutes of time and you were happy. And then you got to work at Solid, okay. And then you keep moving yung iyong goal. So you'll never be satisfied in a way. That's what I've been thinking about parang I've done a lot, you know. It's never enough naman din either. So, wala
Yeah,
lang. I'm just trying to be more happy with before I was sober. Before I was sober, I thought ang laking part ng drinking yung identity ko. And then I thought, na what
Uh,
would I write about if I wasn't drunk? Ganun. But then it went away. I'm not drinking anymore. Tapos parang, I'm still a person without yung drinking. I'm still a person without yung stand-up or yung
oh yeah,
comedy. Ganun. So it's like,
yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
It's just, it's also very hard for us guys in the sense na parang we're so defined by what we earn and then what ano yung job natin
Yeah,
na
how we can
parang
provide. Yeah,
yeah. Like, we can never just be like
yeah.
us, ganun. We have to be like, oh, doktor siya, ganun, ganun. So, it's sometimes,
mm.
it's hard, ganun. What I'm saying is,
When you put a
Happy
label
Women's Day.
on things, yeah, Happy
What I'm
Women's
trying to
Day.
say is Happy International Women's Day, everyone.
It's also funny sa akin na
Yeah.
kasabay niya Mario Day or like magkasunod sila,
Oh yeah, you're right.
right?
Mario Day.
Yeah.
I guess like to put
So
like wait. I just want one last thing. Have you guys have
Okay.
seen Soul, the Pixar's movie Soul?
I have not. I
I don't
know
want.
I'm gonna love
I
it
don't
because
think.
it's about
I don't
black
think I'm
people.
emotionally. I think I'm
Dude, I
emotionally
think-
ready to watch it.
Okay, if when you feel like you are, this fits so perfectly in like the kind of struggle that we're like kind of talking about here. Because, not to like spoil, but it's like in the beginning, this guy Kasi he defines himself as
As
being a
black.
musician,
Oh, okay.
and then he only wants to be a musician. He's as a black musician, sure. And then he's like, if I'm not a musician, I'm nothing. That's all I've been like. I've been made to be a musician. But then he dies. That's in the trailer. It's not a teaser.
What?
He dies. He never fulfilled. It's in the trailer. He
It's in the
dies.
trailer. It's in the trailer, Giselle. I
Oh.
watched the trailer. It's in the
Yeah,
trailer.
he dies and he lives. He's in like this. He's in the in between of the afterlife and the living life, and he's like just regretting it. He never got. He got his big break. He got a gig to play piano for this like famous jazz singer. And the night before his gig, that's when he dies. And then the whole movie is exploring the concept of purpose, what it means to like to have a spark. What's the thing that inspires you to live? Is that the only thing that makes you want to live like that? Is it really just one thing? Is it like, can it be many things? Sometimes it's things that you don't, plan on being like, cause he's a teacher then like they show this in the trailer. He's a teacher.
Okay.
He's a music teacher and that's not his dream. Obviously he's just doing that to make ends meet. But even though that's not his passion, he like affects these kids' lives and he doesn't see it, but like the kids feel it, and then he might inspire the next person to be like the next musician and so on. But like, but if you want to watch the movie, it's really it's really good.
How many
I'm sure it's an
insults
awesome
have
movie,
you
River.
inspired?
Yeah.
Pero with your description, again, this is the negative Nelly in me. It's like you inspire the next
Yeah.
generation.
Well, that was just his
How about
story.
me? How about me?
No, exactly.
How about fucking me? How about me? How can
That's
I
so-
be the famous one? So I'm just a stepping stone for these motherfuckers. I want to know. I hate this movie.
Dude, that was just that's a small aspect of the film. Don't worry about it.
Fucking dying.
But that makes a solid point though.
No,
That's why you
I
meet a lot of
mean,
teachers that are so bitter, like
That's-
they were obviously did not intend to be a teacher.
Well, kasi yun yung story,
Okay.
right? I mean, that's what makes it a story is like if you involve everyone. So you really have to show that part. Pero like personally feeling ko,
Yeah.
I agree with Andren. It's like, what about, though that doesn't fucking help me. Ganon, fuck those kids. Pero like, no, I mean, in a real way, diba? That's why I've been thinking about,
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I've been thinking about like just doing for the sake of doing, regardless of yung outcome, regardless. Like yung mismong action satisfies the purpose. So like that's what I've been thinking. Parang, ayun. Pero
Okay.
like kasi it's sometimes it also drains you when you like identify na, oh, I have worth kasi I affected all of these kids. Yun. Pero like all of those kids I hated or something.
Hopefully positive.
Right, I get it. That sounds
That was
good.
just a small
Everyone's
aspect though. I'm trying not to like
I don't know. Everyone's been like
People
telling
watch
me to watch yung Soul
Yeah.
kasi like
Yeah.
they said
Yeah,
na
people watch. We're gonna go to video games. We are super gonna go to video games. But I'm just
Yeah.
we don't
by,
have to go to video
its positivity.
games.
So
man.
here.
Oh.
Sa Pixar movies, every fucking Pixar movie, sobrang hot yung mom. Yung sa Incredibles, she was thick, pare. She was thick. Look, dude. I think they meant this to be sexual. Pixar, if
No,
you're listening. When the mama,
The mama.
Incredible, yung nanay, and he was looking at her ass.
Yeah.
Si Mama Incredible, she was looking at her ass. So they're like,
No!
how
That's
is
a mom thing.
That was-
No,
That's a girl
she's
thing.
like,
Like,
"Oh,
they
I'm
look at
getting a
yung
bit
ass nila
fat,"
and it's
like
not
that,
like,
yeah.
it's not. Pero like si John Lasseter is a huge pervert. Like yung nagpapatakbo
Yeah,
ng
John
studio dati.
last year's a fucking creep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like-
So
Oh,
he's
really?
Yeah, yung gumawa ng
yeah,
Toy
Toy
Story. He's like super like, I think he made girls like spin around for like just to see yung body there or something like really fucked up na parang, oh, you have too much power, you piece of shit.
Yeah, really fucked up.
This makes so much more sense.
Yeah,
actually.
kasi like it
Pero in
kind
the
of
other Disney movies,
no, kasi if you really think about
Like,
yung Toy Story, how about it's about like man-child stuff, parang yeah, kind of makes sense na may ganong ka-willful na. I'm not saying it's right, pero like, okay.
yeah.
O sabi nga ni Dave Chappelle, the rapist who
Okay.
saves people.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll shut
So
up.
let's get on
Ah.
to the world of video games. Again, one more thing before we get to our topic. One more thing. It's video game related, so people watching it's super video game related. I have been getting in to VTubers, pare. I've been watching Gura-chan online. I've been watching VTubers doing cute shit while playing video games. So here's the thing. I know beyond the facade na, okay, it's a cute character, but I know so backstage there's just this girl, oh fuck, I have to do this again for my incel fan base. And just making up cute voices. But like I like it. I really like it. Once you remove the seedy underbelly of it. But yeah. Have you guys been getting into VTubers?
I like si Ash.
I have, yes.
Yeah. Dude. And
Don't say
someone-
like that.
Yes. No, it's cool. Pero yeah. So yeah, I just VTubers.
The way I see VTubers, because I think it initially started like, because obviously streaming's been a thing since forever, since Twitch was invented. But there are people who aren't in front of a camera, or there are people who are scared of having their face out there, for the world to see, and then people like fucking stalk them or whatever. Some creeps like get in there, so they're like private social media. So having an avatar in front of the camera helps a lot of people with like social anxiety, like actually get out there. And I think it's a good way to so it adds, the reason why VTubers are so interesting to me is it adds variety in terms of your personality. Because a lot of the people before in the Twitch streamers, I'm not like generalizing, but a lot of them are loud, bombastic, because they're so comfortable in front of the camera, so naturally they're very showy. But a lot of VTubers are just some of them are reserved, some of them are cutesy, like Andren said, but it's more iba yung energy niya. It's hard to explain if you don't watch it.
Yeah, dude, like, you know how big it is now? I saw someone donate 2,500 in a live stream, and I'm like, what? Damn, dude, I'm in the wrong business, but we should be VTubers, though. How are you guys kawaii voice?
I like si Code Miko a lot.
Hey,
I think magaling siya mag-interview. Like, the fucking interviews are so fucking funny. I mean, I know meron siyang, like, tech stuff, pero like, sobrang, she doesn't have a filter. Ang dami niyang fucked up na questions and shit. It's like,
Is this a VTuber? What's her name?
Si Code Miko.
So?
Si Code Miko.
Oh, the CGI girl?
Yeah, yung game dev
okay.
na nag-VTube. The girl with the pink hair na parang chat can control yung body niya. Body proportions.
Yeah. With the blue thingy,
Okay.
blue whatever.
Okay. So before we also go to our topic of unfinished games, since Giselle reminded us that it's Women's Month, guys, what are your favorite female protagonists? Giselle, go.
Oh,
I saw the
fuck.
panic in
Wait.
Giselle's
Ah,
eyes.
fuck. Si
You
Raiden,
want me to
because
go
he's a
first?
little bitch.
Raiden
I
from.
haven't eaten the whole day, so parang I'm being an edgelord. I don't have... Oh! No, si Maddie. Sa Celeste, maybe. Maybe not favorite, pero
That's a good one.
but I like her.
She's a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely touched me.
Why?
Ganon, playing that game. Well, kasi it's all about anxiety. Like, yes, it's also like a trans story, pero like I didn't know na it was a trans story. Kasi the first part isn't like obvious, kahit si yung creator wasn't still out by then. Pero like the second part is very much a trans story. Pero it's also about a lot of anxiety. It's the only game that I feel really captures anxiety. Like, in such a real, personal way. So, and feeling lost, and then yung the metaphor of like climbing a mountain. Ako, that game overall just is one of the affecting games that reminded me. Oh, si Spiritfarer Girl's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
What was her name?
yeah, she's pretty awesome. How
Si
about you?
Me, there's a game called Beyond Good and Evil. I don't know if you guys played
God
it. It came out
damn, that
on
game.
PS2.
Okay, sorry.
That game, I like that game. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
character named Jade.
Yeah.
And the reason why I love her a lot as a protagonist is she feels like, if you guys have played Half Life, there's a character named Alex, and she just reminds me of Alex, but she's the
Oh,
protagonist instead of some silent guy.
that's
It's you just get the
true.
character of Alex, make her the main character of her own game, and you have Beyond Good and Evil. And she's really well written. She has a really solid
Mm.
motivation of saving these orphans from this orphanage that she helps support. And she's also she's a journalist, which is an extra plus because God knows we need a lot more journalists nowadays, especially in this political climate. But yeah, and it's like adding like layers of intrigue, and despite all these like weird like sci-fi nonsense, the character of Jade stays true throughout. They don't like over sexualize her. They don't. But the fact that she's a woman is important to the game, which I like because there's that nurturing side of her that you wouldn't really get from from a normal male protagonist. So yeah,
Mm.
that's my choice.
Oh, what's the gameplay again of Beyond Good and Evil?
It's
It's blanking on me.
it's like
It's a
It's like
it's like
oh, thank you.
Psychonauts. It's like a boilerplate action adventure game na a lot of like mini games where you like get yung camera mo and do stuff and then you sneak around.
Yeah.
It's not
And there's
one
like
genre. It's like adventure,
yeah,
general adventure.
I think it's the I noticed it's like the prototype of all the Ubisoft games nowadays because it's a Ubisoft game. Before they went deep Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, like that's
Yeah.
all they make nowadays. Because Beyond Good and Evil has these small, like kind of semi-open world segments na have like side quests in it, collectibles, but it wasn't overblown like it is
Can I
nowadays, and it feels like that was the template for the rest of open world games
can I
in
comment
Ubisoft at
lang?
least.
I just never
Go
understood.
on.
oh yeah.
I played Beyond Good and Evil, but I never understood yung cult status niya. Like at all. Like I don't think it's bad, pero like,
Me too. Yeah.
what about it is I don't get
The
it.
cliffhanger ending. The
The
Yeah, I
ending of
was
the
so
cliff.
shocked that
I
they
forgot
nilabas
kung
nila
ano.
sa E3 and everyone was losing their shit. Like, okay, I heard about this game, pero may cult status pala siya.
Yeah, I think it's because of Ubisoft then because they kept teasing that they were gonna release the sequel because yeah the ending was a cliffhanger nga. And then they were like, okay, the next game's coming out in like 3 years, and then it got canceled.
It's like
And
20
then okay, we're
years.
starting up again. It's coming out in 2010, and then that got canceled. And remember, like if you guys watched E3, like I don't know, like E3
Yeah,
2017
yung
or
where
something,
si
there was a
Jade
big.
is like an evil pirate lady na.
I think that was a. It's actually. I think it's a prequel even, so it won't even continue the story. I'm
No,
not
but
even sure.
no, pero like Jade is evil princess pirate looking,
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Oh, you're right.
I
So, yeah,
I don't
exactly. So
understand why that's the what that is.
I'm not sure if that's Jade or if that's her mom. I don't know the thing
God.
because they never really name her.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, it's kind of manufactured yung pagka-cult status niya because of
Yeah.
how Ubisoft kept dangling this carrot in
Okay.
front of all the fans that we're gonna make it, then they cancel it and so on. So yeah, it's just been one of those games. Na,
Ah,
Okay. It's kind of like, yeah, like I would get the cult status of that game kasi yung sa Half-Life pa lang. Oh my God,
Exactly.
sobrang, they want a new Half-Life but they're not giving it to them.
Yeah.
Kasi inside people wanting the next Half-Life, you know it's not gonna live up to your expectations, so why do it? I kind of get why they backed off from that. So yeah. Ano naman, my favorite female character. Have any of you played Dragon Age Inquisition?
no.
yes, I love
Yes,
that game.
I just forgot her name because fucking my mind goes. You know the girl knight, Dragon
Oh,
Age Inquisition.
I'll look up her name. Dragon Age Inquisition. I know what you're talking about. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
She's amazing, dude. Listen, again, stop me if I'm going
Cassandra,
off
that's her
there.
name. Cassandra.
Cassandra, yes, she is best girl. You know, because she's such a strong, commanding like force dun sa Dragon Age Inquisition na like yeah, super tough. Like
Yeah.
she handles her business pare. She kicks ass. And you as you progress through the story when you talk to her more, like you see her softer side.
Yeah.
Like she likes she actually likes a romance novel and she gets so defensive
Oh,
of it. Like,
that's
oh,
cute.
hindi kaya. Like she becomes tsundere all of a sudden. And I was like, oh, I was smiling the whole time at that part. Oh my god, she's human din pala. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
She is definitely
She's
my
I feel
favorite.
like she's a good example of the badass woman trope na because a lot of writers they when they try to write a badass woman they just get a male character and then just make it a girl and then they don't even flesh her out in terms of like what is it about her that because she's a girl what makes her different, you know, but like what Andren explained,
Yeah.
she has the soft side because she's a general. She expects everyone to see her as this tough, you know, unflinching, unmoving personality. But that's not her all of her facets. She's actually like she likes the romance novels. There's a scene where you give her a flower and she blushes, and I'm like, whoa. There's like,
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah.
I like it too.
We're fucking loads. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, dude. Yeah, and by the way, to celebrate International Women's Day, seriously, like two of my favorite animes were made by girls. They were made by girls, like Full Metal Alchemist and Ranma
I was
One
never
Half.
gonna say yes.
And Ranma One Half. Pare. Oh my god,
Same.
I was again. This is being the ignorant alpha male, ignorant boy gene in me. Nagulat ako na wait, ang nagsulat ng Full Metal Alchemist babae. This was like nung fucking early college days. Wow.
Yeah.
Like I know I shouldn't be shocked, but I was shocked na. Wow. Like
But
Yeah.
hindi lang
pero
po
like, ang
fucking
galing ng
romance shit palang gusto ng
ang galing ng characters eh. Like, you know, they're all so great. Ganun. Yan lang. Wala lang. I'm
I would
surprised na
argue Full Metal
hindi
is
Asian
one of
yung
the best
nagsulat ng
animes ever.
Avatar.
Yeah. Okay. Now we got that out of the way. Joke lang. I'm just kidding.
Okay, to celebrate International Mario Day, sino yung favorite Italians niyo in video games?
Shit, para sa akin, pare, have you guys played the Godfather video game?
Oh my god.
No, but I know it exists. I know it exists.
Yeah, it's I think if I remember, it's a sequel to 3.
I
So
think it
that
continues the story.
didn't make sense because 3 sucked. So why would you make a fucking video game after 3, like when most people just watch 1 and 2? But whatever. Favorite Italian in video games, seriously? I think it would be favorite Italian in
Tommy
video games.
Vercetti.
I have one.
You first, River.
I was thinking. First, I was thinking, do I say Ezio Auditore from the Assassin's Creed games?
Oh yeah,
then,
yeah.
Then I remembered that literally Leonardo da Vinci is in that game, so technically he's a video game character now.
Wow.
Because I like how they characterize Da Vinci in the Assassin's Creed games, where he's just a big nerd. He's a big nerd that he invented the hidden blade, and I like that that's canon. That Da Vinci invented a killing machine.
That's so stupid.
Ah.
Da Vinci would invent
I have
like
one before. I have one before Giselle.
go.
His favorite Italian. Mine was the Italian guy in Shenmue. Do you guys play Shenmue?
There's an Italian guy sa
tried it,
Shenmue.
but I
I
couldn't get
don't
through
remember
it.
this.
Dude, I'm serious. I was laughing because it was so stereotypical and wrong. There's an Italian in Shenmue, pare. He owns a pizza shop, and when you go inside, pare, he has this mustache, stereotypical mustache, and chef's hat, and he talks, "So, Mamma Mia, what you doing here in my pizza shop? Yeah, there were no Chinese gangsters here. I just make a pizza." This game rules, pare.
You know,
Basta yung Italian pizza. Yeah.
the Japanese love their Italians talaga.
Dude, the Japanese love Italian. It's so
Yeah,
bizarre how
Yeah.
It's the same way that like we love the Japanese. They have Italian versions of weeaboos, like
You
whatever
know,
spaghettiboos or something.
it
Like
makes
they
sense
love
naman.
Italians.
They were friends naman ng World War II, so it makes sense.
That's true.
That's dark.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's really
Well,
it
it's
just dawned on me.
true.
Shit, that's
No, it's
Axis
really
party.
They are they
Yeah.
are
Oh, fuck
friends.
the Americans. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Um, is Tommy Vercetti
Yeah,
yung
you would see,
bida
but
sa GTA Vice City?
you would know. Yeah, wait, Giselle,
Sorry.
you would know that Italians really Japanese really love Italians. Dun sa cooking nila, like they have pizzas made of squid and black ink and
Exactly.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so weird.
No.
What are you gonna say, Giselle?
No,
Tommy Vercetti and
it's Vice City,
Vice City?
right?
yeah, Vice City.
Ayun, that's my favorite Italian in video games. Yun lang. I just really like Vice City.
That's true. Vercetti is an Italian name, and Vice City is a fantastic game.
Yeah, it is. I want a remake,
And voiced by Ray
remaster.
Liotta.
Hmm?
Yeah. Well, he was
Alright.
voiced by Ray Liotta.
See,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's true. That's
Ray
true.
Liotta.
Ray Liotta doesn't have a career. That's true.
Yeah, after Goodfellas, it was all
He
down
made
here.
a brief cameo in the B movie.
He did make a
The B-
cameo sa B movie. I
In the B
remember
movie.
this.
Yeah.
Huh.
That meme movie, pare. Fuck.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go to our main topic for tonight. One that was suggested by River, which is really interesting.
I think it was
Games.
just
Huh?
It's fine.
It was-
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah.
I was you just. Oh, sorry. I was.
Then I storm off.
giving- oh.
though. It was me!
So video games we didn't finish. You know, there's nothing more. There's nothing that empties your soul more than not finishing a game worth 3,000 pesos. So it hurts extra kung console gamer ka. Pero like video games that we didn't finish. That's a great topic. Who wants to go first?
Go with yourself.
Okay, I have well, hindi naman emptying to kasi like PS1 era, tapos it's all fake games kasi everyone had fake games dati. Pero like I'm a huge fan, and I know everyone hates this, right? I'm a huge fan of yung Mega Man Legends series. And I played yung 2, and I was loving it so far until sa final part where suddenly they shoved in like a boss gauntlet. And I always just dislike that about games when they do like a boss gauntlet. Tapos I gave up. I didn't finish it kasi parang I don't want to fight all of these shitty bosses again kasi it's like I don't want that. Ayun. I just watched yung friend ko finish and like yung ending ng Mega Man Legends 2 was he got stuck on the moon. And he's been there since
What?
30 years ago. Yeah, he's stuck on the moon.
It's set on the moon.
Why?
Yung final boss
Why?
part,
Set on the
you're
moon?
in the moon and then he doesn't get off the moon for some reason. It's a fun
Why?
fun
Okay.
series.
Yeah. It
Tron
sounds
Bon
fun.
is better. I think Tron Bon is
Not bad,
legitimately
but
the
it's a
best
series.
one. I didn't play or finish it talaga. Like I just watched yung friend ko play it, pero it seems like if we never get a Mega Man Legends, it's fine. Pero like maybe sana mabigyan ng shot si Tron Bon kasi she's a great character. Pirate girl na may robots and shit.
And like, I've been hearing internet theories like Tron Bon's in love with Mega Man, right?
Parang tsundere siya if I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I like that. Okay, dude. How about you, River?
This one, I'm trying to think of a game that I didn't just give up on it because I thought it was bad. Because that's too easy. Like I have a couple games that I just
Okay.
didn't finish because it was just this is bad.
Yeah. Yes, I like that, River. You're implying that Mega Man 2 is a bad game. Okay, go.
I did not say that,
Oh, it's all fun.
but
You
I
said that.
didn't not say that. But anyway, the game I'm thinking of, it's actually a good game. It's
It's a what?
It's called Return of the Obra Dinn. Return of the Obra Dinn. Have you
Oh,
played
I
that?
want to play
Yeah,
that game.
I've seen animations of that.
I want to
yeah,
play
you're in
that
a
game
boat,
so
right?
I feel special and
Game.
smart and have good taste.
That's why I got it because I wanted to feel smarter than I actually am.
I
But
never
Again,
it's
finished yung first
it's set
game
in the boat.
nila.
It's set
Yung
in the boat, right?
yeah,
set on a
yeah,
boat.
it's set in the boat.
Parang
It tells
One
out the
Piece!
premise.
Sorry.
Premise is its premise is you're a life insurance collector, which is wow, that's so exciting from the get go. And
Yeah.
you go on this boat called the Obra Dinn, and it came ashore, but all the crew members are dead, and you don't know why. So you have this device, it's a compass that has a skull in it, and every time you point it on the remains of someone or on the memory of a dead person, it rewinds time and shows you what went the last 10 seconds before the moment of death. And
So
the goal
cool,
of the
man.
game is you have a manifest of all the people that were on the boat, so the crew members, the guests, the stowaways, even there's some stowaways, and then the goal is to write down all the names of the people, list down how they died, or if they died, where are they from, and what was their role. So like throughout the game, you like find these moments where there's a guy for some reason the captain shot this first mate and you don't know why. So, but the captain was dead, and then the captain died because of poison. Then when the captain died because of poison, he shot this guy, and then when he shot this guy, that guy naman, he stabbed a different guy, and then it cascades and it gives you information and more and more and more. But then sometimes you hit these like roadblocks, and I got so and the worst part of the game, well, not the worst part, but the part of the game that prevents you from really finishing and just looking up a walkthrough is it's non-linear. You can solve it any way you can. So no one walkthrough can really help you because of how many ways you can tackle each problem.
Mm.
So I just never finished it. It was just I'm dumb. I'm a dumb guy and I'm stupid and I
Okay.
never finished it.
Can't you just
That's
like
sad.
fucking go to game facts and search a fucking walkthrough or
Well,
something?
because some things are it's hard to explain unless you play it.
No,
But
he
because of
literally
how there's
just
like
said na ano, it's one of those things na a walkthrough can't help you because you're solving it all at once, basically, you
yeah,
know.
exactly.
So it's
There,
like,
and there's no order. There's no specific order.
yeah.
Sometimes you solve like the last person's name. Sometimes you solve the
So
first, the
it's more
middle,
of
the 50th.
it's not like you're collecting names. You're if I'm correct in like assuming it's you're using logic talaga to determine all of yung list ng names, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And sometimes you start with. I mean, you always start in the same point of the game, obviously. But from then on, everyone's playthrough is totally different from another person's playthrough, just depending on how many times you die.
Hi.
Okay. River will be back.
River's
Yeah,
back.
it's his fucking shitty jet internet.
Okay, I'm back. No, it's not the.
I'm just
Because
kidding.
I don't. But yeah, that's it. Anyway, I was just saying like that's why I got stumped because I couldn't find a walkthrough even if I wanted to.
Okay. But again, unfinished games. Do you want to go back to it someday?
Because it's a great game. There's no game like it. It's the same guy who made Papers, Please. I forgot his name, like something Pope. I forgot his
Oh
I
my
name.
God.
never got
Paul
to
Pope,
finish
I
the
get mine.
papers, please. I got bored because it's like I don't get it. Pero it's
I
fine.
didn't.
Alam mo yun. It's a me problem.
Yeah, I didn't finish Papers, Please too because I got too sad.
Oh. Well, that's the end of
Because
the
there's a moment
podcast.
where I.
No, because
Podcast.
it's interesting you say that, River, kasi I've been talking too much in this fucking podcast. Pero
No,
like,
it's good. It's fine.
it's yun yung isa sa mga games na sasabihin ko sana hindi ko tinapos yung Papers, Please. Kasi my friend Alicia loves it. My friend Roy loves it. Okay, let me give this a fucking try. I played it and it's just it's menial shit, but
Yeah.
it's so taxing to play. Like, okay, I have to figure out kung dapat ba siya nung magpass if he's really from this country. And it's just
Yeah.
it's busy work. I'm playing, it's just fucking busy work. And again, it's a me thing then. Kasi I really don't like point-and-click adventure games. I've been trying, dude. I have been trying so hard.
You don't
Kasi
have
I've been
to
playing
go.
this game. It's called... No, kasi I don't know if it's my ADHD or something or fucking I just like what I like. It's, I've been playing this game. Dude, River, Giselle, this is gonna be your jam. Para kasi I really like the writing in it. Like, humor in video games is so hard.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this somehow, so this game, I'm just pumping it up because I really, really, really want to finish it. It's literally here in my computer right now. I've been thinking of playing it because it's so funny. Because usually when they make like yung fourth wall breaking, like use a stand, like it kind of gets old na, diba? Sometimes
Yeah.
in the year 2020, where everyone's super ironic now. So there's this game called There's No Game Here. Yeah, yung name ng game. And it's so interesting because it's so funny when I started it up. Literally, a guy says, "There is no game here. Just escape. Press the escape button. Thus, like you, you start. You like exit the game and don't click here. Okay, so click ko yung don't click here, and then there's this narrator to say, okay, ba't mo click to? Wala namang game dito eh. Why didn't you click it, stupid? So maghihintay na lang ako dito, since wala naman talagang game dito, huwag mo lang i-click yung title screen na kasi wala namang mangyayari. So basically, he's leading you on. So kung i-click mo yung title screen, mahuhulog yung, kasi yung logo, there is no game here. Pag click mo yung screen, may mahuhulog na, parang may mahuhulog na letter. And with that letter, you can use it to unscrew the bolts na nakalagay sa title screen. So mahuhulog siya. Tapos may button na nakalagay, don't press. So ipapress mo, may door na mag-appear. Tapos may eyes na titingin sa'yo. Sabi ko, walang game dito eh. Ba't mo click yung button na yun? And it just gets weirder and weirder. Dude, it's so good. It's so funny. Pero the thing... What, Giselle?
No, there's like this game, there's this Flash game na I played that's kind of similar na parang, at first it starts out na parang Super Mario clone, pero I don't know if it's like, if you think na you're gonna jump into like yung question block, tapos you're gonna get a power up, tapos biglang namatay yung guy, kasi he smashed his head into like a brick, tapos magi-game over, and then you try to press restart, pero it's still yung tombstone niya. Tapos magkakamas yung tombstone. Darating yung kanyang asawa, iiyak dun sa tombstone. And you just never get to play the game again. And I'm wondering, was there ever a point na I'm not gonna die there? Na parang if I just didn't smash my head there, like if I didn't trip, I would have played like a perfectly fine platformer. Pero like, because I died, I just saw this whole drama play out dun sa sa end game screen. Yeah, I like those.
I actually like games that. Andren, you were right. You're right. This is exactly the kind of game that's up my alley because I love games that break the conventions of what gaming is all about, or like make fun of the gaming industry. I like that.
I'm not gonna spoil anything because I got to this point. It's in the trailer. Can I spoil one thing? It's not a big thing.
Go ahead, yeah. This is gonna be a hook. Go ahead.
Yeah. So as I was saying, you form puzzles. It's simple point and click adventure puzzles, and you release this guy called Mr. Glitch, and he basically glitches the fuck out of the game. And this is where I stopped because again, it was too much for me. Now you go in this Zelda-like world. It stops being a point and click adventure, and it becomes an adventure game. Bigla.
Wow.
I just stopped playing it.
Why?
It's so fucked.
Why did you stop though? That seems like in turning point na parang naging super weirder.
Yeah, I just didn't. It's one of those things na I just didn't follow through. That's why ang topic na bringing up mo, River and Giselle, to start playing this again. Because I got reminded of this game again. Yeah, I'm gonna play it, and other games that I stopped that I'm gonna continue because. Again, it's the point and click adventure. I'm not a fan of it. Night in the Woods, and I'm gonna finish that. Yeah, and the original Mist. I downloaded it.
What the fuck is happening, Andren? Are you okay? What the fuck is happening? Why did you download Mist?
Even
Why
haven't played Mist.
Download your original Mist. I don't understand what's happening.
They say it's one of the things. It's one of the things that started that genre. So maybe if I appreciate the old school, I might have played
That's your
in school. Yeah.
ADHD talaga, like challenging, parang I don't like advent point and clicks. Let me start with the shittiest, the first one. Pero everyone
Yeah, I was gonna
complains it's
say
too
that.
hard. That's
Like
amazing
I'm a
to
guy
me.
who I love point and click adventure games. That's like up in my list of my favorite genre. Even I steered away from Myst because I looked up like how are the puzzles in Myst. One of them said it's impossible unless like you do this very specific thing or you have to find like yung pixel
Again, I'm not
hunting
saying I'm
talaga.
gonna finish it.
I
I'm
know, I
just
know,
I
I
saying.
know. I'm
know,
just,
I know. It's just interesting to
but I
me.
commend you for trying it at
That's
least.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, um. Oh, okay. I
I
have.
have another game.
Sige, sige.
Wait,
Yeah.
go ahead.
What is it?
Ako, I,
What is
Sige.
River?
I,
I have another
ah,
game. Oh wait, who's saying it first? Me or you? You go ahead,
Yeah.
Giselle. It's fine.
okay, sige. I downloaded. Well, um, I had. Well, hindi naman. You couldn't finish doesn't mean that you were far in the game, right? Just you couldn't finish it. So para it doesn't mean you're at the halfway point or even at like the quarter point. Okay. I had yung Divinity Original Sin 2. I downloaded it. And I downloaded it kasi I was watching a lot of D&D streams. I was like super into in D&D streams. Tapos parang, oh man, I want to be in like a medieval world and like role play and shit. Pero like, I don't know, like I think I spent 10 hours and then it was too much of like yung I want to get it perfect in each scenario and I just wouldn't let it play. So like I'll go back to a save point over and over again. And then that's not the way to play that game kasi it stops being
No,
fun. Alam mo
it's
yun?
not.
So like I just never got
Yeah.
past it. Yun lang. I wish I was brave.
So is it a
It's the kind of
dungeon?
game.
It's
Like
like
you
it's like
create your own
Baldur's Gate.
character? Okay. Okay.
Which is funny because they're making the third Baldur's Gate, the
Yeah.
developers of Divinity. But yeah, that I played the first one and I never played the second one, and I love the first one. But yeah, that's the kind of game where you have to make mistakes because that's part of the character. And if you fail at lockpicking, your character's just not a good thief. Like parang ganun.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of role you're
I'm
stuck
not a
with.
good role player.
You want to like be the perfect being all the time and never fail.
Yeah. I really want to get this right. Yun lang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Giselle likes platformers.
Oh,
Kasi it's
true. 'Cause
simple.
it's- oh, true.
Every skill you have is there from the start. So it's
Yeah.
basically when you make a mistake, it's not because of the game, it's because of me. So yeah, platformers make it. So yeah, it's pretty.
It's not because you didn't grind enough or
Yeah.
you didn't get the epic loot. It's just because you
Yeah.
weren't good. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
One game that I haven't beaten, but I got really far into. I'm checking my Steam, like how far I got into it. I spent 41.3 hours on Nino Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. You know that game?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I finished it. Did you like it?
It's a
It's
good
cool.
game. I like it. It's just it came. Well, first of all, it's on my laptop, so I don't really. I already said I don't really play games on my laptop as much as I used to. And secondly, there came a point na I got overwhelmed because this game is unique. This JRPG is unique in the fact that the side quests kind of feel necessary because certain skills are locked if you don't
Yeah,
do
that's
enough
why I love
side
the game.
quests.
Yeah,
It's good.
that's why
It's a
I love
cool
the game.
mechanic. How it works is every time you do a side quest, you get a sticker. It's like a Starbucks sticker. And then if you unlock like 5 stickers or whatever, you can actually get like perks that level up your character. Which normally you would in any other JRPG, you would normally get them by leveling up, like regular leveling up. Like let's say like Final Fantasy. When you level up, you don't just level up your stats, you can choose like learn a new skill or like get a cool thing where like if you defeat a certain number of enemies, you get XP times 2. But this one, because the side quests are so baked into the main game, I got like overwhelmed with like 4 side quests at the same time, and I just kind of stopped playing. And I love the game, which sucks. 'Cause I really enjoyed it. Very unique.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
I get what you're saying. 'Cause it's not a game to play when you're busy. It's like it's just a game to
exactly.
play when you're a fucking bum.
It's a game to play
I
when
didn't have
you're
enough time to
trash.
go through all the side quests. I was trying to just get through the story, but at some points I was a little under leveled because I didn't do enough side quests. And like I was like, I have
Yeah,
to do the side quests.
and leveling up the quote unquote Pokemon like things you can't
Yeah.
catch.
Yeah.
bullshit. It's so hard.
It's so slow,
Like when you
too.
level up, it's so fucking slow. Even by RPG standards, like what? Ito lang yung nakuha ko sa
There's so many
fucking battle.
steps. There's so many steps to
Yeah,
leveling them
you
up.
need to
Like you
fucking
level them up
feed them.
naturally.
You need to
And
feed
you
them.
feed them, yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway, it's the feeding. I get now why they did the feeding aspect is so you can get this bond. Like, oh, I'm feeding him an ice cream because he's my best friend. But really,
Ice
you're just
cream.
shoving these ice creams so you can like level up its attack stat. Like if you're seeing it just for the numbers.
It's
But
it's
yeah,
funny to
I love the
me.
game. It's a good game.
Add on then that you're leveling up the human characters, and it's just too
Exactly.
much. It's just
On
too
top of
much.
the monsters, you're leveling up the main. Like there's like 4 or 5 characters. If I don't
Yeah.
remember. Anyway, it just got
And
overwhelmed. But I will get back to it.
I love the game because it's one of those games that you need to be on your toes even on regular battles because you control the humans and you also control the Pokemon that you're
Yeah.
fucking. Yeah, it's so hectic. But yeah, I love it.
It's
Yeah.
very. I love the battle system, like you said, because I don't know. There's a part of me that when I'm playing the classic JRPG, I'm like, oh, this is kind of dull. I'm just doing the same thing over and over, and I'm grinding. But then when I'm playing an JRPG like this, where I have to be like on the move and I'm active, I'm like, wait, I just want to relax and just take turns, and like I've just never pleased.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find like an in between.
The story is really good. If you ever finish that, the story has brought a tear to my eye. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I mean, I know the story wasn't written by Ghibli. I don't know. I know they animated it, but it looks good so far.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I'm like a quarter of the like, no, more than halfway in. Na. I'm like
It's
I
not
reached
a-
a certain story point.
It's not a long
Where-
game, diba?
Yeah,
Supposedly.
You're gonna love the sequel, kung ganon. The sequel is more up your alley in a way. Did you play the sequel?
feels yeah. I haven't played the sequel. It looks
It's
good.
good.
I think you're like the president's bodyguard or something.
So
Fuck.
yeah, you're the
It's
president's
so funny.
bodyguard, and you get transported to this fantasy world. Pero nakakatawa yung start. I'm just gonna say the start. Kasi the first weapon you pick up is a literal gun. It's a 9mm, 9mm, and you're in this fantasy world, and you have a 9mm. So yeah, it's just pretty.
Nino Kuni is an isekai? I didn't know. I thought the sequel is
Yeah,
an
it is.
isekai?
The second one.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's basically yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, finally one more game.
I
before
wait,
we
I
move
have a question. Like
first.
before we move forward. I know there's no one answer to this naman, pero like what stops you from finishing a game? Is it game mechanic or story or like on a ratio? What's usually stopping you from finishing a game?
For me personally, it's the busy work or the grind because that's what stopped me with in Nino Kuni at least. That's also what stopped me in a lot of Final Fantasy games. Like
Okay.
I tried 4 when I was a kid and I was enjoying it and then I died and I never saved the game once, so I lost like 5 hours
What's
of
wrong
work
with you?
and I got so sad. I was a kid. I didn't know that you
Okay,
could.
okay.
That I thought it auto saved. You know, I thought it auto saved. I was so pampered. I was so privileged. But yeah, my God, when you come to a point now, you have to either grind or I didn't get the right like setup. I didn't get the correct equipment bonus. Like some like arbitrary level up number bullshit. I just get sad and I'm like, okay, I missed my chance and now I'm stuck. And then I stop playing.
Ikaw, Andren.
For me, it's bullshit hard game mechanics that don't make no sense. Like, for example, sa Sekiro, like that game, dude. I get hard games, I get skill based. I super do. Pero the bullshit in that game, dude. Like, I fought this boss. It's called the Butterfly Lady, and I was just it's. Her attack patterns are too fast, dude. It's too fast. And like she has this attack where she spins and you can't block the attack. You have to parry it and it takes half your health. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? I hate games that are too hard. Why am I doing this to myself? And finally, one thing that I really hate in games is when they bake in a mechanic na hindi naman nila expertise and they force you
Like
into
stealth.
playing that. Like,
Oh, yeah,
not,
yeah,
not
yeah.
stealth. I'll give you one example. This almost made me stop playing one of my favorite games ever. Yung card game sa Final Fantasy 9. You
Yeah.
remember that? Dude,
Yeah.
that was
Pero
like I was like,
it's not that they're not it's not
yeah,
that they can't make card games. It's just making parang may part kasi doon na you can't progress if you don't win yung tournament. Tapos parang how's that fair?
yeah.
It's like it's so
What is this?
yeah, it
Really?
might as well naging Jack and Poy na lang. Mas masaya pa akong Jack and Poy na lang yung tournament kaysa dun sa tanginang Tetramaster na yun. Kasi it's like I wasn't paying
Yeah,
attention to this and like I really did not like yung ganon. I don't know. It's funny
yeah.
though.
Just
Yung
sounds like bad
sinasabi,
game design.
yung bullshit things na ini-insert nila na hindi naman talaga kailangan, hindi naman nila expertise. Blitzball. Have you guys played Blitzball sa 10?
And I never
I've
played
never
that,
played.
but that's the thing that's stopping me from playing that.
There's a game, yung Blitzball, like yung sinasabi nga, you need to finish a game for you to progress. And I'm like, it's not fun. Like,
Yeah.
who would have thought, pare, an RPG turn-based battle system, and you're gonna force me to play like this action-oriented game that you have no business making. Again, sobrang nitpicky, pero games are expensive, okay? I can fucking rant all I want. But yeah,
Dude, you're a
that's what I don't
consumer.
like.
You can complain. It's your right.
Yeah. Again, before we go further into this, kasi like I've heard a great criticism about video games. Na, "Ooh, why are you criticizing video games? Like, tangina, bakit? Di ikaw yung gumawa ng game or like basically kinumpare nila parang sa movies na, bakit ka nagrereklamo? Yung sa movies, nagrereklamo ka rin. Pero here's the difference. Like, movies don't cost 3,000 pesos to watch. Like, I have the right to fucking say if a game sucks, if it's worth this much money. Like, indie games, I would give a pass. Like, let's say, for me, Limbo, for Giselle Bastion, I can give those games a pass. Say it's
I
an
don't give
indie
Bastion a
developer. Pero
pass.
like, for AAA games, like, goddamn, dude, it's, yeah.
For
Yeah.
me,
It's like-
I'm with you there, Andren. But like on top of the money, then video games are a time investment, then kasi, and that for me is what hurts the most because I can make my money back if I work hard enough. I can never get my time back,
Pero
and that's what breaks my
Pero
heart. with A
like,
lot of these
ano,
games where I like halfway done and then I just
pero
never beat.
to be devil's advocate, how fucking
ahead.
insane would it be if you knew someone who spent 40 hours eating ice cream and then after niya kinain yung ice cream, that ice cream sucked! You spent 40 hours on it.
Well,
It really does sound
That's fair.
insane eh. Parang, man, I didn't like Skyrim. I only spent 35 hours on it. Like
to be
that's,
devil's advocate.
Yeah.
To be devil's advocate. That ice cream didn't cost like 3,000 pesos to eat.
no, pero like I've paid for games, right? Tapos parang
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. Sometimes it's like, man, like why did I do that? I didn't enjoy that? I should have known I wouldn't enjoy it in the first 5 hours. Why? Pero like, it's like, okay, I have like this
Yeah.
Gear 5 or whatever. Yung parang that made me stop that I fucking hate yung
yeah.
flower story na biglang her soul is frozen in a flower and only the demon's love could like
yeah.
break the I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
It's like ang
hated that
ganda-ganda
part.
ng Disgaea one for me in terms of writing because it's just funny and it's like a good story. And then when I get to like this weeb shit na parang okay, like I was having fun sa gameplay. Pero like fuck this character, fuck this main guy, fuck this. Like I stopped. Like fuck it, ganun.
Yeah, me too. Kasi, again, it's rare for me to stop playing a game because of story. Pero some stories are just so bad pa rin na I can't break. I hate it so much. Like, sa Tales of Berseria, like, I tried giving it a chance again and I just stopped playing that fucking game. Kasi yung, I hate protagonists who napakul sobra na, ooh, I'm doing this bad thing for the good of all mankind. Parang, we have moved past that fucking shit na yung the needs of the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Can we just have, can we stop having main characters like that? It stinks. I hate it. Sorry, I'm rambling.
That
Oh,
would
yeah.
mean with I have the same sentiments for with the two of you with the Xenoblade 2. It's very very different from Xenoblade 1 in terms of tone. Like in gameplay it's kind of the same. But like 2 is so anime, and the main mechanic that they added here is okay, so in Xenoblade 1 it's called Xenoblade because you get this blade and it's called the Monado, and that's the Xenoblade. But in Xenoblade 2, your blades you can switch it around, and there are these like spirits that look like anime big TD girls. Like if you watch the Smash reveal, Pyra and Mithra, they're blades. Those are blades. And the main thing of the game is you unlock like super rare blades, and they're always like almost always. Sometimes they're like cool creatures, like this bird with 5 wings. But almost always it's gonna be an anime girl, and it feels so weird that it's like Pokemon, but I catch anime girls and then I level up the anime girls, and it just at some point I just asked myself, why am I still playing this? Is it because I played the first one and I loved it, or is it because I spent like 3,000 pesos too? I guess it always comes back to that. Anyway, I sold that game.
Yeah,
I sold that
like
game.
River, I can feel what you're feeling. Like I say, nothing's bad. Nothing's more disappointing than a bad sequel to a game that you
Oh
love.
yeah, that's its own
Holy
topic,
shit.
honestly.
Yeah.
You should have tried playing yung what's that prequel? Turna Country?
I heard that was good.
Yeah, I
heard that was
heard that
better than
it's
2.
shorter and it's better. Tapos it actually sets up yung sequel better.
All right, fair enough. I might give it a shot because I do love the gameplay. It's just, I hated the main character. His name is Rex, and I don't like those anime main characters that are just good because they need to be good for the story. Like they don't really prove
Yeah,
themselves.
I hate that.
They just
I'm so
automatically
done now.
good.
Ang ganda na kung like you get 50 hours into the game, tapos he's still good, right? Hindi siya nag-change.
Yeah.
And then they kinda lift yung head niya, and then merong lobotomy symbol dito. Tapos parang yun yung whole reason
just
for why
true.
he's just this simpering milksop na parang, hello, my name is Rex. I have been lobotomized all this
Yeah, I'm
time.
Rex. Moira, where are you? And then like, he has no personality. And the worst part is he's a salvager. Why did he get so good at fighting? They never really explained that. Anyway, well, yeah, I hate that. I just hate that a lot. I was just so disappointed.
Yeah, I also hate na yung the party, yung nangyayari rin to sa mga JRPGs parati, the party that you form, pare, nagkakaroon kayo ng mga fucking disagreements within the party. Pero like after my disagreements with the party member, the story just goes on na parang wala lang nangyari. Fuck, pare, you killed my brother. Tapos biglang, oh, fuck, pare, power of friendship. Then wala na to lahat.
You
Like,
know,
ang daming ganun sa Tales of Berseria.
you know what you
Really?
need?
hate that.
Like, I think ito yung kailangang general disposition ng isang JRPG main character. They should have enough of a stance na you know they would have said something in the moment na may masama nangyari. Pero they're more likely that guy na parang will just stand back and like let things happen. Na alam mo yun, parang they have to not be so
He'll not make it about himself.
yeah, yung sobrang I'm just hanging out, ganun type. You need that kasi parang a person that would save someone pero at the same time parang not be so pushy. You know, when you have like a character that's pushy and then parang just is in the way of like yung story, parang it just, I don't know, it takes me out of it. Ganun.
I agree with you, and I feel like a JRPG character that I think that does that well, like you said, na because a good character you settle down yung main motivations niya and like his alignment, his morality. Because it's fair na if this guy is always a goody two shoes, that's fair, but you have to establish that and why is he like that. But like there's this character in Tales of Vesperia. His name is Yuri. He's the main character. I really love his character because, like you said, he doesn't always jump into anything because he's a good person.
I
Like he
was
actually is like he does a lot of selfish things.
I was thinking of
Yes.
that. I was
And
thinking of him when I was saying this. Like,
really, all
yeah,
right,
kasi I
yeah,
have it. Tapos
he
parang, I know na he's not like a nothing character, pero like, he's
yeah,
sort of nothing a lot of the times. But there's something in the back of it. Para si
Oh,
Cloud, you know?
yeah,
There's that, may
yeah,
kailangan may kulo.
ay, ang ganda, ang ganda ng point mo, River, kasi I'm not gonna spoil kasi you might play that game yourself, pero
Oh
there
yeah,
are
man.
moments in the story na ginawa niya yung sinabi, he just hangs back na, let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So like, parang, he
yeah.
doesn't
He does
insert
that a lot
himself.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He does that. Okay. Parang basically, he just waits for shit to happen. And like, whatever happens, he's gonna solve it. He's not this fucking, parang sobrang, parang he shoves himself forward story. He's more
yeah,
chill guy na.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sure, whatever. Which I like that guy. The Whisperer.
I I
Voiced by
like
Troy Baker, then.
yes,
By the way.
actually, voiced by Troy Baker. Except for the DLC,
Oh,
it's
he's
voiced by a
talaga.
different guy for some reason.
It's like,
Okay.
Troy Baker then.
Yeah, but you don't notice. He's a good voice actor then. I don't know his name though. But yeah, that's he's a good example of a JRPG character because his mind is still set on the main goal, you know, because a lot of
Yeah.
JRPG characters like, oh, I gotta save the entire universe, but let me fish for a second or let me collect all these rare items. Like it just doesn't make sense. But like with Yuri,
Yeah,
he's
and he's
always
more of an anti-hero, actually. that
exactly, he's
guy.
an anti-hero. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Kasi what I love then like dun sa Vesperia is yung nagka-clash yung ideals niya with this straight yung main rival nga niya dun yun nga yung boilerplate JRP
yeah.
JRP and
That's true. I never noticed that. What's his
Yeah,
name
like
again?
parang yung super sobrang cliche nga, he's all white, he has a big sword, he has blonde hair.
He's blonde.
Yeah. Yeah, and the interesting part of that story, nagka-clash yung ideals nila. Yeah, that was a pretty cool part of the story.
Flynn, that was his name, Flynn.
Flynn, yeah, Flynn.
Even his name
You
sounds
could
so
say,
milquetoast.
you could
Flynn.
say na you could say na it's like the Solid Snake / Dante type main character, you know, na parang they hang out. They let things happen, pero like you can count
Yeah.
on them to like do shit when things need to be done. Kasi there's nothing more annoying
Yeah.
in like a game na parang you're playing a character who would not do the most, you know, kasi it's an RPG, you gotta have, it's like a game, you have to have yung kahit konting moments of like power fantasy. There's a minimum level of power fantasy that needs to happen in a game for it to really feel like you're in control, you know. And like when you're playing like
Yeah.
when you're like a 30-year-old man playing like a 12-year-old boy who's like wide-eyed and innocent, it's like, oh fucking I don't want him. Fuck this motherfucker. Just walk
Exactly.
away.
So that's why most RPGs are set in like high schools. Like they're all 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Kasi that's the mindset you have to have. Like, I just want a bitter RPG, you know, just a bitter RPG. No.
I think in Disco Elysium, like I was watching a trailers, maybe.
It's Elysium. Yeah, 100%. Super bitter. Well, it depends on how you play it. There's always like this choice of whether you succumb to your like pessimistic ways. Like if you're like, oh, okay, the world is meaningless, I should just die.
Oh,
Like you can
that
just
sounds like
die
a
in the
game
game,
for
and that's an ending. And then there's another part where like you can just choose like, no, there's still hope in the world, and I can do that. But like that's just one of like 3 or 4 options, and I love the game a
That's
lot
awesome.
because of that. But yeah,
But there are also games who do that, yung parang anti-hero too much. Like our main example would be God of War, not the one sa PS4, yung original. Ooh, I'm angry. See, yun lang yung basically game.
Honestly, when I first played yung God of War 1, I think I finished 1 sa PS2, I swear. It
I only finished one.
it felt ridiculous kasi parang, man, like, he's literally like yung one thing niya is he's angry. And this is a video game, yun.
All the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a game na parang, I know it's developed a lot and like, may lore naman siya. And it's not a bad game, pero like, it's actually a really, really good game kasi sobrang cliche ng buong fucking story. You know? Kasi it really, ewan ko, I love yung gameplay niya. Even though it's very borrowed from everything,
Quick
diba?
timing.
Yung
Yeah,
original
but
God
it's
of
very
War,
of its
it's
time.
like
Yeah.
it refined everything around it and then just made into like one whole game. Ganun. Kasi I like Rygar better. I mean, if we're gonna talk about Greek myth thing sa PS2, I really like yung Rygar na he has that
My God.
shield na you throw it and it's like a yo-yo. It's a good game, pero no one really talks about it. Kasi he's such a pussy eh. He's not an interesting character at all si Rygar. He's basically like Link pero doesn't have yung Nintendo seal of approval. Pero like the game is
Okay.
really good. Yan, I don't know.
Yeah, like yeah, to close this topic then if you guys want to. Like
Yeah, sure.
I think I want an RPG version of Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Ah,
I
That'd
don't
be
know if
cool,
they
pare.
have I don't know if they have the writing anymore eh. Like yung guys na yun. Like they're old na eh. It
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
like, like I wonder though. Kasi
Yeah.
I'm playing yung ukulele, 'di ba? That's the same people. Tapos parang I just don't get it. I don't get why they say that it's like super charming and everything. It's like it's fine, ganun. I don't know.
yeah, I think that's my issue. That I never. Oh, that's another game I never beat. Ukulele, and it's weird because I love platformers, but ukulele just infuriated me because of how, because they kept saying like, oh, we're bringing back how games used to be, and then it's gonna be, this is the games you grew up with, and it's all nostalgia, but at the same time, but like because of that, it's very dated. It's so weird. It's a modern game that feels dated, and you never want that to happen when you create like a throwback game, because I feel like the best throwback games are games that capture the spirit of how games used to be while modernizing the aspects of it to make it not frustrating.
I
Like I feel
That's
like
why
Shovel Knight is a good
they say,
example
yeah,
of that.
that's why they say Shenmue 3 is a flop eh. Kasi it didn't like improve on the
Yeah.
and
aspects of
also
Shenmue.
you,
Yeah.
you have Yakuza eh. Why are you gonna go
Yeah,
back to
which is a
Shenmue?
better Shenmue.
I mean, really,
Yeah, why?
I'm sorry sa
Like, yeah,
Shenmue
exactly.
guy. I feel bad for him talaga, pero like, dun sa ukulele,
Yeah, cool.
it's funny to me kasi I really like Donkey Kong. I played yung Tropical Freeze. I used to play yung original Donkey Kongs. Tapos, I don't know. It's fine. I don't think it's bad yung ukulele, pero like, I don't know, maybe some other day I'll finish it. Ganun.
Have you reached the space world? Because
I
that's where I
wouldn't even
dropped
say
off. There's the space
I'm
world.
at the first world pa lang. Like it's just okay.
Oh, okay, the first world's
platformer.
great.
Yeah,
The first world's fantastic, but I went like 4 worlds deep. I'm near the end, and then the space world is just. I don't know if they ran out of ideas or they were trying something new but didn't flesh out yung concept.
Do you
But
think it's funny?
yeah, that was one of those games that. No.
Right? I don't get it.
No, there's one thing that's funny. There's a character who's a snake and he's inside a pants and his name is
No,
Trouser.
I was gonna
You get
say
it because he's a
that,
trouser
pero
snake.
that's not fair kasi that's already a joke that they did dun sa first ukulele game and it's like I don't know. I don't get why it's yung supposedly yung kaaway mo kasi is a bee. Supposedly it's like a metaphor for Xbox or something.
Yeah, it's like a metaphor for Microsoft, I think it
Microsoft.
was.
Yeah.
He's a corporate bee. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Well, that was our episode. Yeah, it was a pretty cool episode. So, thank you for watching, Gaming Gamers. For my friends in this stream, you got anything to plug?
Well, I'm releasing a video tomorrow. Ganun, yun lang. Yun
I don't
lang.
have anything to plug really. I'm plugging the next episode this Thursday of the Gaming Gamers
You guys
podcast.
got any
We should,
topics?
yeah, we should talk about like games that make humor in video games. I think that's gonna be
Oh,
interesting.
Yes,
funny games.
okay.
Yeah, let's talk about comedy in video games. Yeah.
Completely
Yeah,
down
the
for
good,
that.
like the good side, yung mga magagandang games na nakakatawa talaga, and fucking games that who try too hard to
Yeah.
make you laugh.
Like
Yeah,
if
Because
humor,
they're
if
really
humor
bad.
really works, it feels to me like in humor is the complete opposite of horror. Because I think horror works so well in video games. Like I get so freaked out. But with
Exactly.
humor, it's like, ganun. Yeah.
We'll go deeper into it in the next episode for sure.
And more. So one thing to plug lang for people watching this, Saldo K might release a new sketch. Hindi ko lang alam kasi we're editing it pa. So maybe next week we're gonna release a new sketch. So
Cool
yeah.
beans.
Nice. Excited.
Good night,
Cozies.
guys.
We need to sign off. Baboosh.
It's there.
Jeez, what's a good song?
How about let's make it cool, like from that Coheed song. Bye bye beautifuls.
Bye.
You don't know
Okay,
the
I'm
song?
gonna stop stream now. Okay, bye.
You don't know that song?
Stop ko
Bye
yung stream
bye beautiful.
Stop
Okay.
ko yung stream. Stop ko
You
yung
just end the
recording.
stream mid sentence.
You don't know